Yo, what's up guys? Today I'll be showing you a deck profile. It'll be on Dogmatika Invoked. It's a updated list for the March 2021 ban list. So without further ado, I'll just get right into it. For the first three cards, it's an Invoked list, so you're playing triple Alistair. Self-explanatory, I'm not going to explain these cards. Then I'm playing triple Ecclesia. People should know what this card does by now. We're playing a Dogmatika variant of the deck, so we're playing triple Ecclesia. Then we're playing Double Fleur. Double Fleur because it's an out Dragoon, and I think Dragoon is going to be a very prevalent card in the upcoming meta. At least at the start of the meta it's going to be, because people won't really know what's good yet, because like Virtual World and Rytron obviously got pretty big hits. Well, Virtual World not really, they only lost TFD. But a lot of people are going to be experimenting with a lot of those builds, so those builds are not going to be the most optimized yet. And there's always going to be people who just want to go like the easiest for the easiest solution, which obviously is going to be Dragoon decks. And this is an out for that, so that's why I played two. Also, I play Desires, so when I banish one, I will still have another. Then for the last Dogmatika monster in my deck, I'll be playing the one Maximus. Maximus is here for the Schism plays, and it's also very good going second to break boards. Then I'll be going into my hand trap lineup. First of all, I'm playing Triple Ash. Triple Ash is the most versatile hand trap of them all. It just stops the most, it's good against Rogue, and it's good against meta decks, so yeah, that's why we're playing Triple Ash. Then for the other hand traps, I am playing Triple Skullmeister. These used to be Ghost Bells, but I don't think Ghost Bell is going to be as good anymore, which is why I decided to change it up with Skullmeisters. The reason being for Bell not being that good anymore, is because I think the best decks are going to be Eldritch and their variants, the whole thing. Dragon Link, Bird Up, Virtual Worlds, and probably Dragoon things, I guess. And almost against all of those decks, I guess, except against Dragoon, this card has its use. Well, for example, against Bird Up, or against Virtual Worlds, or against Dragon Link, Bell is not going to do anything. Like, Bell is just going to be a brick in your deck. Like, sure, you can Ghost Bell the Lao Lao, but usually that whenever they activate Lao Lao, they'll already have enough to do all their stuff. So that's why I decided to go with Skullmeister, as you can use this a lot earlier in their plays to make sure to at least hopefully stop their plays. And for the last hand trap in the main deck, I am playing the Gamma. Gamma is just like Ash, like one of the most generic hand traps in the format. They will always be able to hit something whenever you see. The only downside is that we have to play the driver, which sucks, but hey, it is what it is. And with Dragon Link going to be being one of the better decks of this format, or at least in my opinion, Dragon Link is going to be the deck to beat. And this is a very solid hand trap against that deck, so yeah. Then going on to the spells, we are playing triple Invocation and one Terraforming. You want to max out on this card, it's a consistency card. You want to make our list as consistent as possible. Also, the effect that prevents your opponent from activating effects on summon of your fusion monsters, or prevents them from negating your effects that fusion summon a monster, is pretty broken. Then triple invocation because we're playing desires. Then we're playing triple nadir. It's a Dogmatika variant, so you have to play nadir. Nadir is a consistency card and also gets you to your schism plays, or going second, it can help you break boards, which is kinda insane. Then for the well, not the last spells, but for almost the last spells, we'll be playing Cosmic Cyclone. These I used to main deck 3, but I cut it down to 2. Reason being that it's from all the meta decks that there are, it's only really good against Elvic. Like, it's still pretty good against Virtual Worlds, don't get me wrong, it's pretty decent against that deck. But like against Bird Up or against Dragon Link, it's not really gonna do anything. Well, I guess against Dragon Link, if you're able to go first, you can hit the field spells that they use with it, but that's about it. And going second, it's not gonna do anything for you. So, except if they like end on tidying Herald Seal pass, but that's gonna be a very rare end board for them, at least I think. So yeah, that's why I decided to play 2 instead of 3, but I still cite the third one because I want to have the option of it being in my deck whenever I play against an Eldritch player, or just back row in general. Then for the last spells, we're playing Triple Desires. Desires is because I want to make this deck the most consistent build as possible. And then going into the traps, I'm playing Double Punishment. You're playing a Dogmatika variant. You can some people play 1, I like 2. Again, I'm playing Desires, and 2 is pretty good in the grind game anyway, so. Then I'm playing the 1 Schism. It's mandatory for your Schism combo. Banishing this of Desires isn't as bad as people think it is, because I don't really use Winda as my win condition that often, but it's of course it's always nice to have. Whenever I can end on the Winda, I'll do it, but it's not like I win all of my games on it. Actually, I maybe like win 20% of my games of Winda, which is not that much in my opinion. Then for the last 3 spots in the deck, I'm playing Triple Judgment. You could swap these out for like triple impermanence if you want to play another hand trap, but I don't feel like that's necessary, at least not in this starter format. The reason I'm playing Judgment in the main deck is just purely for protection, because most people are playing the Forbidden Droplets in the main deck to out Dragoon, which is going to be a very prevalent card into the metagame, at least at the start of the meta, because no one really knows what's going to be good, so they will go to very easy decks like Dragoon Turbo decks, because there's no like perfect build for like Drytron or Virtual World yet, because people haven't really figured out how to play that deck yet. And yeah, our board also loses to Forbidden Droplets, so that's why we want to negate it as much as possible. Then we'll be going to the extra deck. Extra deck for the links, I'm playing 1 Secure Gardener, 1 Almirage, and 1 BLS Link. This is standard for the Invoked plays. A lot of time people ask me why I just don't play Artemis. Reason being for that is I really like having the Firing Grave already for Purgatrio, which I'm also playing, and it's also really nice to have for Maximus, because if you just go ahead and summon the Artemis, you will not have another extra deck monster in your graveyard after resolving Invocation. to use for the banish of Maximus. That is if you hard draw the card, of course. But yeah, and I think this card, this deck has like there's a lot of flex spots in the extra deck, in my opinion, anyway. And yeah, like Almiraj just comes up so many times for me. Then for our invoked portion of our extra deck, I'm playing double Mechaba, one Agodes, and one Purgatrio. These three are very standard, like, and then a lot of some, like 50-50. It's like kind of 50-50. Some people play the Purgatrio, some people don't. I actually use the card a lot to close out games. I also cite Dark Ruler no more, so it's also very nice in combination with that. You just Dark Ruler their fields, you summon this, and you clear their whole board. Then for the Shuttle package, I'm playing one Construct, one Ep Clone, and two Winda. Most people only play this, and they don't play the second Winda. I do, because it really catches people off guard. Like, they out the first Winda and they're like, oh yeah, okay, now this Schism is gonna be useless, but it's not, because I will have my second Winda ready to go. Also, Schism is a out to Dragoon if you summon the Winda, or the Ep Clone, but Ep Clone is a lot harder to summon in this deck, as we don't play any main deck shuttles. So it's a lot easier to just summon the Winda and then just send away the Dragoon with Schism. And that's why 2 actually comes up for me. Then, because we play Dogmatika cards, we're playing the Titanic Lads, the double Entes, and the 1 Omega. Omega is here because we play Gamma, but it's also really good to send off Maximus when it's like a pretty simplified game state. You can just send this and this, pop something on their field, use Omega effects to put them both back into the extra deck, and next turn just do the same thing again. So that's the main deck and the extra deck. Extra deck is, I'll show you what the flex spots are. Like, this is not mandatory. This isn't mandatory. This isn't mandatory. I would argue that this is kind of mandatory, as it wins you your back row matchups really easily. So I guess these are your 3 flex spots that you have in the extra deck, but I think these are... I wouldn't change anything about my extra deck. I think it's perfect. So I really, really recommend you play these 3. Then for the side deck. Side deck is going to be based off what I think is going to be good in the upcoming meta. I'm not... Don't take my word for it. I'm no expert by any means. So I'll just go straight into it. For the first card, I'm playing double Wind Kaiju. Obviously, this is for Bird Up. To out the barrier statue. That's why we play the Wind Kaiju. Or it's also very good against Dragoon or Protect Castle type decks. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Then I'm citing triple Nibiru. I'm expecting to make for combo decks to make a resurgence into the meta, because we have these guns. So Nibiru is gonna be a staple in the side deck once again, I think. Then triple Lancia. Why? Because it's pretty good against the Bird Up deck, and I still think Virtual World is going to be a very good deck, so it's very good against that as well. Which is why I'm going to be playing Lancia. That's all for the monsters in my side deck. If Drytron happens to be one of the better decks of the format, you might want to do something like 2 Nibiru, 2 Lancia, and then play 2 Trolls. Because Troll is pretty good against Link and it's pretty good against Drytron. But for as of now, I'm not really going to... I'm not gonna count Drytron out, but I don't think it's gonna be that good of a deck anymore. At least I don't think it's gonna be tier 1. It's like gonna be tier 1.5 or something. If that's even a thing. Then for the spells, I'm playing double Dark Ruler and the 1 Cosmic. The third Cosmic actually, because I have 2 in main deck. And for traps, I'm playing double Evenly and double Unending Nightmare. Unending Nightmare, in my opinion, is the most underrated card of the format. At least it was for last format, but I still think it's gonna be really, really good. Why? Against Virtual Worlds, you can just pop all of their face-up spell or traps. So the only thing they'll be able to target for their comboing is going to be monsters. And against Eldritch, this is just an auto win. Like, you just pop their Conquistadors, you pop their Hyqueros, and they're not going to be able to do anything. Against Zoo Eldritch, you can even pop the tankies, so they can't search their Zoo monsters, which is pretty nice. Yeah, that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. For more deck profiles, please subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments what you've thought of the deck profile. And that's it for now, and I'll be signing out. Bye.